Hey Pisceans, how y'all doing? Welcome. We're going to be doing your first half of June general reading here. Let's talk about your meditation. So I heard the song, you can't always get what you want, but if you try sometimes, you just might find you get what you need. I want to say something to you. I want to say Happy New Year. What can I say? It feels like your year is about to begin now. This is what's coming through. You know, I got this very distinct image. I saw like a story, like a fairy tale. I saw this book open and I saw, you know, it was a dark and stormy night. And I saw this thatched cottage. Like it took me right to like a fairy tale. And it was this thatched cottage, might be tapping into some storytellers here. Thatched cottage, and it was dark and stormy night. And then I saw the archetypical, you know, sort of quote. I don't love this word, but it's kind of what it's repped as your basic hag in a fairy tale, right? Think about the Beauty and the Beast. How it's the witch who's disguised as this, you know, haggish creature, and then the beast, when he was the prince, you know, rejects her and tells her to get out of his castle because he only likes pretty people, and then she transforms into this beautiful witch, and he's like, oh God, and then he, you know, she curses him. That hag archetype. And then I saw this light pass over, and I saw, you know, this princess emerge. The frog princess, I saw images of the frog princess. Frogs are about detoxification, emotional detoxification, okay? Which I do feel like is happening right now for you. But I saw it transform into a princess, and then I felt like I was watching a film. The camera panned back to the hag, and she said, if only I had been enjoyed and revered more for my darkness and my sadness, then they would have seen the upgrade that would have occurred because of it. It kind of felt like not judging your experience, because then after that I saw the hag transform to this like life-size princess that was even bigger, like a huge upgrade from the princess that was seen before. I hope that's not too confusing. It kind of feels like the message is about appreciating the darkness as it is and as it comes, and not judging your experience around it. Because you just don't know what's on the other side of that medicine, what's on the other side of that lesson. And it feels like if you can appreciate and not judge where you are and take each day and revere, and it's really about having gratitude for what is working, right? And the more that you're able to do that, the more that you're going to manifest on the other side of that. It's taking me to this fairy tale trope of not judging a book by its cover, not judging an experience by how it appears. Interesting. I feel like you guys are maybe traveling, or I get this feeling of being with family, because the whole fairy tale thing, it's like taking me to childhood and these aspects of like stories that you grew up with. So you could be kind of in this need to kind of return to your younger years, or you might actually be with your family, or returning to aspects of yourself where it was kind of like that more innocent time. There's something about that. It's just at 3:33 on the timer. Or you could be feeling like a younger aspect of yourself, and I do not say this with shade, like a bit of a feeling afraid of the dark, or wanting to move through a certain thing and just be in the light of it and play, and you have that sense of innocence and return to a time when things were a lot less complicated. That's the feeling that I'm getting, okay? The beaver. So this is stunning and gorgeous and beautiful, and I love it. So you do have water energy here. I love when, you know, like a water sign gets a water animal here. So this is beautiful because this is equal part work and play. So this is really cool. The beaver archetype can only really enjoy its evening recreational activities if the work for the day has been done. Okay. See the darkness of this tree line, and then is this dawn or is this sunset? I feel like asking that of you, because remember when I said there's no right answer. Remember when I said I felt like wishing you a happy new year? It feels like your year's just about to begin. It's interesting. But it feels like, is this dawn or so? It's the ending of one period and the beginning of another. And it feels, okay, why am I seeing, was it deal or no deal? Or is it like, are you going to cash in your chips now? Or are you going to wait a minute and then you're going to get an even bigger prize? I'm telling you, it feels like a very distinct energy of trusting where you are at any given time without judgment or fear and enjoying it. Interesting. You know, you're such deep feelers, Pisces. I feel like you've been in a relatively good place with moments of struggle, which is fine. It's just about not judging yourself if you have a great day one day and then the next day, you know, an energy wave hits you and you're like, what am I supposed to do with this? Especially if you're in an environment, let's say you're with family, or you're in a place where on the surface you should, quote, be happy or be okay. And then a wave hits you and you're like, oh, suddenly things feel dark, right? I'm seeing someone who it's like this expectation of your outer circumstances affecting your inner life. And it's not always like that, Pisces, and it's okay, it's a lesson to learn. But I'm just hearing, please be gentle with yourself. I'm getting strong deer energy as I sit here. Be gentle with yourself. Have compassion for where you are and where you're not at any given time, okay? Look at you in your own reading coming up at the bottom of the deck here with the moon. And this is actually a really good point that Spirit is bringing up, because the moon has many different phases, right? And we appreciate the moon in each of its phases. When it's full, we don't wish it were new. When it's new, we don't wish it were full. When it's waxing, we don't wish it were waning. What is the point of that? And they're also taking me to that hag archetype that I saw with that witch in the woods imagery, you know, the magic and the Hecate imagery of it. You know, this nakedness here, this allowing yourself to just be where you are. You know, you are sensitives. Please be compassionate with yourself without wishing you were somewhere different or feeling different or going, why am I feeling like this when I was okay yesterday? Why am I feeling like this when even this morning I was feeling fabulous? Or you could be in a place where you're a little more sensitive to criticism, or a little bit, someone could say something where you take it a certain type of way. A little bit more sensitive than it's okay. Think of a newborn baby or a nakedness. It's just kind of the energy that you're in right now. I'm telling you, I don't know why it's coming across like this. I feel like it's about to be your new year. Like this June that we're going into is like a new year. And this Gemini energy too, if you think about it, actually that's really apt. Okay. We just had the new moon in Gemini. I just did the collective Gemini reading. I would definitely check that out. It's really coming up here. You know, Gemini are the twins, right? And it's a light and a shadow aspect. It's you know, yin and yang, black and white, the gray area, the unknown, the veil, you know what I mean? The red and the, you know, shade and all of that, right? And I say that because of that hag archetype, because she was, remember I said a dark and stormy night, and then we're in nighttime here? It's very much that feeling, right? Is that a fox? Oh, they're wearing masks. Oh, that is brilliant. Okay. So traditionally depicted on your key here, there's a dog and then there's a wolf. And this lady here is wearing a wolf mask, and this lady here is wearing a dog mask. I'm completely obsessed with that. And if you think about it, that's actually pretty brilliant. The wolf is, you know, all dogs descend from wolves. She's the wolf, right? All dogs descend from wolves. But it's representative of their tamed domestic, you know, side of being tamed throughout, you know, time and their DNA, you know, and everything else. They become domesticated. The wolf is the dog in its wild, untamed, you know, no collar here form. So I really like how both of those are under this Pisces moon and going, each and every aspect of yourself, right? Your primal self and your, you know, more domesticated self, as it were. Again, back to this beaver and this energy of work and play. I feel like the wolf, this lady here, is representing, you know, the play, right? And allowing yourself to be where you are at any given time without judging it. She is the, what is that book by Clarissa Pinkola Estes? Women Who Run with Wolves? Like, I feel like this is you and your most primal and happy expression of self, right? And then we have this aspect of you here that's like maybe wishing things were a little bit different than they are, or feeling that, you know, a bit of a push and pull between these two outer aspects of yourself. Also, do you see this creepy shadow lady coming up out of the water here? Variations on a theme, but it's really beautiful, Pisces. It's really, really beautiful. Allow yourself to be the wolf that you are. I feel like this lady here is the key. Allow yourself to be, because remember, the moon also represents the unknown and the hidden aspects and, you know, allowing yourself to just live in the question, right? Those moments where you feel things arising in you, you feel yourself more sensitive, or you just feel things coming up for you, give that time and space and attention as depicted by the wolf lady here. Give yourself, don't try to tame what you're feeling or change it with the dog energy here, right? Something about that. Anyway. Knight of Pentacles. So this is about taking your time getting to where you're going. This is beautiful earth energy here, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. This is the slowest moving knight in the whole deck, but this is about, propositions and beginnings around work, money matters, or points that will prove to be a foundation for you moving forward. So you have two energies around work here. You might be reconsidering your line of work or reframing what your work looks like. Like, I thought it would look this way, but I'm going to adapt to the given circumstances and look at it from this. So something that was done this way maybe is done online, or something that was, you thought it would go this way, maybe you're considering going this way. Someone's considering teaching. Okay. Adaptability is the key. Adaptability and perspective and not judging where you are. So you have the Queen of Wands here. I'm completely obsessed that she came up for you because she's the queen of the home and the hearth. She absolutely appreciates where she is at any given time. I'm also drawn to this black cat and this wild woman in the woods with the Hecate and the hag archetype. Again, I don't love that word, but it's an archetype, right? It's the crone archetype, right? The Queen of Wands knows when to move and when to be still. She's very, very confident, right? She's just a really beautiful, self-assured, confident energy. The number 9 is coming up. I'm feeling, the 9, you could be seeing 9s everywhere too. The number 9 is the 9 of completion before we get to the 10, which is a full stop ending. And I say that too because at the bottom of the deck, and I noticed it, you guys feel a bit 9 of Wands at the moment, where you've been through it, you're still persevering, but you might be a little bit more, and I don't mean sensitive in a bad way. I just mean a little more sensitive to stimuli or people's words or criticism of yourself as well. Please go easy and be compassionate with yourself, okay? It's all good, right? I just feel like there's ups and downs. And I'm hearing to just, the more that you can go with the flow of it and really embody your natural key of the moon key, like that's the ticket. Okay. True strength is vulnerability. There's a book, I'm really getting this for you guys. There's a book by Brene Brown called Daring Greatly. Please read it if you feel called to. It feels very important. Also the 9 to the 10 of Wands. Oh my God, I was just talking about the 9 and then the 10. You guys are moving, I'm telling you, it feels like your new year is upon you. It's very cool. I feel like a lot of you guys are going to be happy to hear that. Okay. So we have the 7 of Swords here. I rather like this in this context, and I'm going to tell you why. So 7 of Swords traditionally is self-sabotage. It's also that thief in the middle of the day. But here's why I'm obsessed with this. Because it's coming up in this context, especially in light of the beaver, I feel like this is directly speaking to you, reframing your path ahead in terms of work and your own personal aspirations. I feel it's positive in this context. I feel like, you know what? I'm going to leave these 2 in the ground and leave it where I thought that my career was going to go a certain way. I thought my life was going to look a certain way. I thought I'd be here. I thought I wouldn't be there. I thought by this point, you know what I mean? And I feel like you're reframing it and adapting and being flexible, and it's okay. And as you change, you're also exposing your skin in a way. It's like exposing it. There's like a vulnerability that's coming through, but it feels empowering. Right? Knight of Pentacles. Yeah. Ace of Swords here to clarify the Knight of Pentacles. This is exactly what I was saying. Don't you love that hawk with a monocle here? The Ace of Swords traditionally is that big truth, that huge realization. It's that the pen is mightier than the sword. It is the sword of truth. It is absolutely having absolute and clear sight and clarity, right? I'm really feeling that you're reframing the nature of your work, how your work, what it looks like, what form it takes, or yourself in relationship to your work. What makes you feel fulfilled and what's busy work, and can you reframe and adapt in terms of where you're going. You know what I'm getting? I'm getting a very distinct impression of Eat, Pray, Love by Elizabeth Gilbert. I feel like it's an Eat, Pray, Love kind of journey that you're going onto right now, and it feels really nice, right? The Sun. Happy is key in the whole deck. I love that it came up for you, especially to clarify. Remember we were talking about the light. Is this the dawn or is it the sunset? It's really up to you, and there's no wrong answer. But the fact is it's the light coming out of the shadow. Yeah. So the Sun here, this is illumination and truth. Again, back to the Ace of Swords. This is clear seeing and seeing things clearly in the light of day. Now I want to point out these children as well. Do you remember what I said about that wanting to return to like a childhood aspect of yourself, a fairy tale, or wanting to return to a time when things were less complicated or different, or it feels like, you know, it's that sensation, and I don't necessarily feel it's literal for everybody, but there's this sensation of like growing up really quickly or having to see things in the stark light of reality and day. But it's like you have the facility to use this to your advantage, take it for what it is and roll with it, right? This is really beautiful. Remember I was talking about exposing your skin, and then we have 2 naked babies here? Daring Greatly by Brene Brown. The Sun is good times, feeling good about where you are. Some of you guys are going to surprise yourself in terms of your home location or what your home looks like. Like you could be visiting someone or looking at something online even and going, oh my God, I think I might want to live there even though I always thought I'd want to live here. Or I thought I would do this at this time, but now I'm thinking about this. Also, have you noticed the 2 sunflowers here? Those bloom in August into September where I am. And I feel like it's very, something about that time of year for you. It's going to be, you're going to be well planted by that time. That's how I want to say it. 7 of Swords. 4 of Pentacles. Brilliant how this is coming up here. And I love how this is depicted here in the After Tarot. So traditionally the 4 of Pentacles is being unwilling to move one way or another, feeling stuck, stagnant, right? Not wanting to move and lose a pentacle, but at the same time, this guy doesn't lose a pentacle, but he doesn't gain a pentacle either because he won't move. What did I say at the very beginning of that meditation about if they'd only just waited a bit, they could have gotten an even bigger upgrade, right? There's something about that. You know, this also death with this Sith here, I know it's a bit intense, but I feel like the saying here is move or be moved. And you see the 7 of Swords here where it's like, you know what? I'm going to lose 2 swords here. You see the theme here, right? This big sword here. Sith sword. I'm going to, you know, move or be moved. So I'm going to leave these 2 swords behind and keep the 5. Either that or I'm going to lose them all. And I don't say that to be scary or any kind of, right? It's just about being adaptable and flexible and allowing yourself to go with the flow of things and be inventive around it, right? This has to do with work or your relationship with work and play and home aspect as well. Okay? See how this guy is like, dang, why did things have to go that way? Or why did things have to change? Or why is this difficult? Or why is this, right? No, you have the facility and the ability to be flexible and work with what you have, right? And look fabulous doing it. Look at that outfit. She looks amazing. I feel like and I'm not just saying that to be funny, there's something to this. You can do this with style and grace and in a way that works for you. I'm also getting that, you know, this matches this is the color of the throat chakra, this blue here. You know, there's something about the words and the way that you say things and the way that you hear things. I do feel like you're sensitive to communications right now, just to be aware of that. Yeah, okay, let's get a goddess for you. Pisceans, it really is about the ebb and flow. It really is about being flexible and adaptable. You guys totally got this. It feels like your new year. Set yourself up. If you think about it, what comes before the new year? It's December, right? I mean, and like, you know, not for everybody, but from my perspective. What do we usually do in the month of December? We're usually thinking about the past year, Auld Lang Syne and everything, and thinking about what we want the next year to look like. You're being called to do that now. Okay? Someone's mother. Someone can find comfort or take comfort in the words that your mother said to you or meals that she cooks or cooked. There's a lot of comfort to be found in a maternal energy, whether that's your actual mother or an aunt who's like a mother, or you're a mother, finding comfort in your relationship with your children. There's something about that, okay? All right. Oh my God. Guys, look at this Piscean realness. Coventina purification. It is time for a cleansing detoxification of your body and mind. Do you remember when I saw that frog and the Frog Princess, and I said that the frog was about emotional and physical detoxification, and that it's coming up here? Remember salt water? You guys are Pisceans. You're directly linked to this. Dove is the symbol for eternal and divine love, and you've got the cup that's overflowing here. This is it. Purify your thoughts, redirect, be flexible. It's not judging where you are. It's really understanding that all is as it should be, and that you have complete facility and ownership around what comes next for you. Okay? I absolutely love this. Also, let's take this literally. Salt baths. Salt baths and Daring Greatly by Brene Brown. Okay? You see the rainbow imagery here too? It's here in the energy. You're right here. Okay? You're right here. And really, it's existing in a moment-to-moment basis with an eye out on, you know, what you would like your future to look like. It's not about taking steps around it just yet, but it is about visualization. Okay? All right, my beautiful Pisceans. I love you. You've got this. This is such a beautiful energy to come up. Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate you guys. I hope that this helped and resonated. If so, please let me know in the comments below. I love reading your comments. And with that being said, just as always, just thank you guys so much for being here. But most of all, thank you for being you. And be well. Until next time.